Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Camille.
And I'm Calvin.
We are here for an exciting Thanksgiving video.
Buckle up.
Oh man. You guys, real quick before we get started, if you don't know, I'm an online teacher. I write amazing books, including these short story, dialogue, conversation books to help you up your English game. They are how we speak in real life. You'll learn loads of vocabulary, and if you don't have them, you can find them on my website, learnenglishwithcamille.com or Amazon.
Excellent.
Perfect. So Thanksgiving is one of the most beloved holidays in the United States.
It's true. It's up there with Christmas.
It is. Do you have a preference?
I think Christmas is still my favorite.
Yeah, mine too, for sure. But we did celebrate Thanksgiving every year. I remember being super excited because we didn't have school. So we had like a 4-day long weekend, lots of good food, lots of family, lots of friends.
It's true, but I know it's a very American holiday, and so maybe in your country they don't celebrate it. So what is Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is a holiday that started in 1621 when the Pilgrims arrived to America. The Native Americans helped them for the first year. And so as a sign of gratitude, they decided to celebrate, do a big feast after 1 year of surviving this new life in this new world. And so that kind of is the story, the origin story of Thanksgiving.
Not everyone even knows that, so well done, Calvin.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, ChatGPT.
And a feast is just a really big meal. And speaking of the meal, I mean, that is the biggest thing we celebrate in the US. There are several different traditions that we have, but let's talk a little bit about the meal. So what are some typical things that Americans eat during Thanksgiving?
Number one, turkey.
Yes.
You probably know. You've probably seen the images. Maybe you watched the Friends episode.
I know. I love the Friends Thanksgiving episodes.
Yes, they are great.
Yeah.
So,
If you haven't seen that TV show, it's getting pretty old, like 30 years old, but it's still awesome and you should watch it, and it will help you improve your English and learn a ton about American culture as well.
yeah. How many episodes? Like, or how many seasons?
10 seasons.
10 seasons. So, yeah, by the time, if you watch all 10, you'll be fluent in English. No.
No guarantees, but it'll definitely help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apart from that, we have a lot of side dishes. So one of my favorite side dishes is stuffing, which is just a lot of like day-old bread cubes mixed. Some people stuff it literally in the turkey, which is why it's called stuffing. But then it has things like craisins, apple. People put sausages and a broth, and it just becomes sort of a little soggy, but also some pieces are crispy. It's delicious. I love stuffing. Do you like it?
With your description, day-old bread, soggy, those are not words that really make me want to eat it. I didn't eat it growing up. I refused to eat it.
What?
Yeah, like, because sometimes there's too much, like, raw onion or, like, onion in it. And
There's celery and onion. And
as a kid, I was, like, really picky. So.
Well, I would just, like, pick out all the bread pieces.
Yeah, but now as an adult, I can say I do like stuffing.
It's good. And then there's cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
People eat that on the turkey. Usually mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potatoes. My mom growing up would do the sweet potatoes from a can.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, she doesn't do that anymore, but I did not like them. And she would call them yams.
Oh, yeah. Is sweet potatoes and yams the same? I actually don't know.
I think so. I'm not sure, though.
Somebody needs to call ChatGPT.
Yeah, write it in the comments if you figure it out. Are sweet potatoes and yams the same?
I don't think I ever did yams in a can. I actually don't remember.
Okay.
We didn't have that as part of our meal.
What else was like a part of your meal?
Yeah, I think we would always also do a baked ham. So we'd have the turkey and the ham. Sorry for all the kosher eaters and halal. But yeah, we had ham, and it was good. Although I don't eat a lot of pork nowadays, it was always good to get this like honey baked ham. Yeah.
Okay.
My dad would always make that. I think actually he would maybe do both.
Okay. Wow. We would always do green bean casserole as well. That was a very classic Thanksgiving thing. We always had rolls as well on the side.
Yes. Oh, there was some roll recipe that was like, maybe you had the same one because sometimes we had the same like cookbooks and traditions. They were like these buttery rolls, and I just always, that was probably one of my favorite things of the whole meal was these rolls. I would just eat like 10 of them.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think those are the main things as far as food goes, but
Yeah.
the desserts, the most classic is pumpkin pie.
Yes, pumpkin pie to this day, I'll eat it any time of the year. I love pumpkin pie. I had it yesterday.
I
She
made
made
it. Yeah.
a very epic pumpkin pie.
Thank you. One of the
Yes.
biggest differences between moving here in Europe and being in the US is I didn't know that pumpkin in a can doesn't exist in Europe. And so
Yeah.
here we bake our pumpkins fresh. And now, even if I had the choice to buy a can of pumpkin or bake it, I think I would always choose to bake it.
Yeah, I think it, anytime you can use fresh ingredients, the flavor is going to be much more vibrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we grew up eating the canned pumpkin, and that's how everyone makes their pumpkin pies.
Yeah, I didn't even know like you could make it yourself until Camille did it. So
Yeah.
she's a genius.
Thank you. So we also have pecan. Do you say pecan or pecan?
I think I say pecan. Maybe in the South
Pecan?
they say
Pecan.
pecan pie.
Pecan. Yeah, that's also a traditional pie that people have.
Yeah.
And those were the main two desserts that we would have.
Yeah, I can't really think, some people would bring other desserts or sometimes you'd do like, I don't know, church gatherings or, more relatives would come and they'd bring some sort of dessert like a lemon meringue pie
Yeah.
or I don't know, banana cream pie.
That's true.
So yeah, people can be as creative as they want. It's America.
And I think one of the biggest things people try to do now is gratitude. So gratitude
Yeah.
means thankfulness. So being thankful. I mean, I think gratitude is so important, not just on Thanksgiving one day a year, no way. Like I write things every single day. I have an ongoing list of
Yeah.
at least 5 things I'm thankful for. And I think we need to keep that attitude of gratitude. What were you telling me the other
Yes.
day even about gratitude?
Yes, funny you mention it. We didn't plan this at all, but I have this book I'm reading, and it's called The Power of Moments. It's a great book. But basically, they talk about this study where somebody writes a letter of gratitude to somebody else and then reads it to them. So this is like 300 words, like very honest and practical words of gratitude towards somebody else. And the effects of doing that, like in the brain, like all the good chemicals in your brain lasts at least 1 month. So if you want like more happiness in your life, more joy, you can write a letter. So it's not even the person that's receiving it. They also get a big boost in like these, happy chemicals in your brain, but it's the one that actually writes it too. So, I think there's a verse that says it's more blessed to give than to receive, and that holds up true with science as well. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that really is. Wow, amazing. We should definitely try that in this next month. Want to get all the happiness benefits possible.
Yeah, why wouldn't we do it? Right?
Yeah, exactly. So we would always then have just a huge meal. We would always have the football game on. This is American football, not soccer.
Yep.
So there'd always be some huge football game going on. We would have that on after our meal, and then we would eat leftovers. So we would eat again the turkey and the mashed potatoes like twice in one day.
Yeah, some people also play football, so they'll
Yeah.
watch, but then some will also play like those,
Yeah.
Maybe not a full game, but just throw around the old pigskin.
That's
the,
true.
the football.
Oh, I forgot to mention, in the morning of Thanksgiving, there is a huge parade. So it's called the Macy's Day Parade. It's televised nationwide, and there are just massive floats and whatever's like going on, I think, in the moment of that year. And
Yeah.
it's just a long, I don't know, it's like 3-hour parade.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. It was always boring to me as a child. I'm like, why is this parade something?
I think because of nostalgia, I'm like, put on the parade, Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I just see it now as like, oh, they're getting like all these free advertisements by doing these floats.
That's true.
Maybe I need more gratitude to be like, wow, this is a nice,
beautiful
nice.
moment.
They put forth all this effort into
Yeah.
these floats.
Imagine the effort that goes into those. They probably
There's a lot,
start
sorry.
planning months in advance.
It's true. I need to change my attitude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Well, also, I'm thinking of something that's very connected to Thanksgiving, which is now
Black Friday?
starting. Yeah.
Oh, I
Black
guessed it.
Friday. It's starting like the day of Thanksgiving now.
Oh,
Like,
it's
or
already started.
even before Thanksgiving. It's true.
Yeah.
But typically, it was like the day after Thanksgiving. You could go to the
Yes.
mall at midnight. There'd be massive sales. This was even before online shopping. So you would
Chaos.
do your Christmas shopping on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you really could get sales. Like we would go on Black Friday. My mom did not want to miss it.
yeah, no, the stores, they realized, oh, like after Thanksgiving, people have a day off. They're actually going shopping. So they just basically capitalized on it and was like, okay, we're going to just like do our best sales. And yeah, I think like Amazon between now and Christmas does, I don't know how much like percentage of their sales is in this short window.
Wow.
So I feel sorry for all the delivery men.
A lot of work. Do
Yeah.
you go Black Friday shopping yourself?
No, I only did it a few times.
Okay.
I try to find the online deals and, try to strategize. Say I have like a big purchase, like a TV. I'll be like, I know the prices will probably be cheaper.
Yeah.
But you do have to watch out because, what they do is they raise the prices and then lower them.
Not everybody.
Not everybody,
We
but
don't do that for our business.
no, we don't. So
And we have the biggest sale of the year on
Oh,
all of my
Black
products too. Everything's 50%
so
off.
if you want this book, 50% off.
The PDF, everything online and digital. And it is
Yes,
the only
that's true.
time that we do it, 50% off, is Black Friday. And the only time of the year, and people always message me after it and be like, can I get that sale? I'm like, you guys, I had
Say,
it going
no, you
on."
cannot.
Wait till next year.
We might be nice, but yeah, it's better just to buy it during the sale.
Oh,
so,
yes. Please take advantage of it.
Yes, but
So-
Black Friday and now Cyber Monday. So
Yeah.
it's
Extending
yeah,
consumerism.
it's basically like Black November now. The whole month of November.
It's crazy. Well, did you have any other traditions you did? Thanksgiving weekend?
I mean, I think we just hung out as a family, and yeah, did that. Just hung out.
We would usually go snowmobiling because I grew up in Michigan. There's a lot of snow. And so my dad, we'd have our cousins over and then he would pull us on the toboggan behind his snowmobile through our fields. And we just thought that was so much fun. And then we would come in for hot chocolate. So usually we would be able to do that every Thanksgiving weekend as well.
Yeah, I've done that when they lived there, and it is fun.
It is fun. Yes. So
Yeah.
that is a bit about Thanksgiving. I'm trying to think. I think we covered all of our bases.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh, putting up the tree as well was a tradition for us.
oh, like after Thanksgiving.
Yes, that weekend we would put up our Christmas tree and get ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a little early this year. We actually have our tree up right now, which we're filming in like early November.
Yeah, November
And
11th.
So yeah, but it's because we have travel. But yeah, usually after Thanksgiving is when we put up the tree.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Well, this was so fun, Calvin, talking about
Yes.
Thanksgiving. I hope you guys learned a lot. Do you celebrate or have you heard about it in your country? Please let us know in the comments.
Yes. Now I'm hungry. But yeah.
No more pie.
Yes. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll be in the next video. See ya.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.